All right, guys, it's Jeremiah back with you here doing some more tire research, hard enduro tube setup deal. I wanted to show you this new tube that I'm using from the company Lucioli. I think is how you pronounce it, out of Brazil. You'll see here's the valve stem there. There's a rim lock there, at least kind of like a rim lock. It's built into the tube. And here's another one over here. So 3 points of contact, and it's a thick tube, and we're about to take it apart. Tyler and I, out of Brushy Mountain Motorsports, Tyler Mull and I are going to be running this video and showing you what it all looks like.
So we have got the rim locks, got the nuts off the rim lock here. We're about to break the bead.
It's an IX09, a worn IX09 coming off, which is easy to get the bead off. Oh shoot, yeah, that slipped in. So no big deal. With it being such a thick tube, you don't have to worry about pinching it. You can be pretty pretty rough with taking it off. Quick and easy. Just one I'm more comfortable with here.
Got the wheel flipped, going on the other side now.
So these rim locks are built into the tube, so you try prying in right to where the rim lock is, and it's going to resist it. That section of the tube right here where it's been built in, like if I try prying in there, I can't push that down because it's like a regular rim lock where that's built in. To look at the tube, you wouldn't think it, but using it like this, it is that way. Like I say, IX09, no big deal getting it off. Floppy old tire.
So what we've done is we've got the bead off of both sides. So
yeah, so I pulled it, so now the tire will drop down in the center. And let's see, I need to pay attention to where my things are. I will need another lever. So I'm gonna put the valve stem and the one rim lock on the bottom side, push things down so this one's just about out. This one on the high side, now it's out. I'm gonna stick that tire iron in there, grab the other side. You see the rim lock in there. You don't have to be too delicate with it, but I'm gonna try pushing it up some.
I mean, these rims are these rim locks and the tubes are super stiff and super strong, so you don't have to really worry about tearing anything.
There, I'll just lift it up and the valve stem and the other rim lock pulled out.
All right.
So there they are. I did put some lube on this tube before I put it in.
Now this is a 7mm tube, is that correct?
That's correct, 7 millimeters thick. So there you can see them. There's the rim lock, and you can see the indentation where it was pulling in there close to the rim. It's built in there thick. I can't bend that over because that part there is rim lock. Same with that one up there. And they don't say, I looked around to see if they, oh, I'm sorry, that's the...
Oh, we got it backwards.
I got it backwards.
That's the valve stem. This is the rim lock.
That's the rim lock. And I didn't see anywhere, Tyler, where it says to tighten the valve stem down tight, so I don't.
Okay, well, I don't normally do that too much on regular tubes anyway.
Right, I just tighten the two rim locks.
Okay.
So that's it. Now, next we'll do the install.
So from what Lucioli recommends is to take your holes in your rims and drill them out to a 9mm to give just a little bit of room in between your rim lock and for your valve stem, just to kind of float around. Ready?
All right, next I put the tube inside the tire. I feel like I've seen some videos of guys putting the tire on the rim first, and that works too. This is I'm just a little more what I've done more often. I'm just a little more comfortable, more used to putting the tube inside. All right, guys, so next, like I say, I got the tube inside there. I stick one of those mounting plates in there to keep the tire from going to the other side. I've got the valve stem and the rim lock down low there, and I'm gonna insert them in the holes here before I get real far. So I've got the valve stem, you can see it there. I can even throw a nut on that just so I don't lose it, right? That's the nut for the rim lock. Alright, so I'll reach in there and push that rim lock through the hole as well. Just keep it from coming out, right?
I'd say for anybody that changes their own tire, or anybody that does their own tubeless setups or anything like that, they could definitely do this tire change.
Yep. Not a big deal, I don't think. I don't even, normally I would have this lubricated up with soap, right, to help me pull this on, but I didn't even do that. I'm not wearing gloves. Normally I wear gloves to keep from scratching myself on the sprocket. All right.
So the one side is on, yeah.
Yep. Accustomed to using this stand either, being Tyler's stand. Tyler would be doing this, but his ribs still hurt, so. All right, so now it's just, oh, I've got to get this other one in, right? I forgot about that. So here's the other one that isn't installed yet. I'll just get in here, and it's such a tough bugger. I'm just gonna pry it out with my rim lock and sort of wiggle it around.
Piece of cake.
Drilling those holes a little bigger helped Tyler. Before I had the holes smaller, them being a little bigger. There's really not any good reason not to let the holes just be a little bigger, make it easier to slip the rim locks and the valve stem
absolutely.
in. Normally, let's start here with the bead buddy, right? And work away from it. Come by
so you start at one rim lock.
Yep.
And work away from it, okay.
Work away from it. I'm gonna have to come by the other one eventually, right? Not quite as accustomed to using these long ones. The drop center there. This is a worn gnarly. Of course, they're kind of a floppy tire too. They go on easy. Of course, Tyler more than happy to mount tires up for you out here, mount tubes up. He's looking to be able to get some of these tubes and be happy to install them for you. Show you how it's done the first time. I don't know, guys, in some ways it's simpler than tubeless or a regular tube, because that tube is so tough. I'm really not worried about pinching it. It holds its shape so well in there. It's not like it's folding up and kind of getting in the way and stuff. I need to talk less and pay attention more to what I'm doing here, I guess. It's not wanting to drop in there quite as much.
I would probably say, just for the simple fact of how carefree you can be about installing this, it is probably more simple than a tubeless setup, because I've installed tons of those. I know you've installed tons of them for yourself. When you're installing and uninstalling the tubeless setup, or even taking the tire off the wheel, you've got to be real careful not to pinch the bladder or the actual red liner on the tubeless setup. With here, you can just kind of jam a spoon in and just go to town on it.
I agree 100%. Yeah, you got to be delicate with that. You don't want to hurt the bead on that red liner. So who's this good for? That's something I wanted to talk about. Of course, an extreme enduro guy that doesn't want to use a bib, which I prefer. I just prefer the feel of pneumatic, of something air rather than foam. Some guys are going to stick with their bibs. They're used to them and they've got figured out how to make them soft, and I get that, and that's fine. I'm not going to argue with that. We're not going to convince those guys. But who it's really good for is the weekend warrior, the regular guy that never wants to worry about getting a flat. I mean, you can install any tire you want, a short wearing tire, a long wearing tire, with this Lucioli tube, and I have full confidence you are not going to flat it. I ran it in the last SEER Extreme Enduro race, the cliffhanger, and just had full confidence to smash rocks. And I don't smash rocks as hard as some of the guys, the top guys, but it was a great feeling knowing that there was no way I could just nail stuff hard and I wasn't going to pinch flat it. It wasn't going to go flat. That's it.
All right.